Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well. So there was recently a podcast with Pestilli and Nikita and a couple of other prominent streamers of Escape from Tarkov. And I say it was recent, it was just over a week ago now, but it's, work and family life slowing me down getting the videos out just recently, but there we go, I'm getting it out now. But yeah, there was talking about patch 12.8 and what we can expect from that, and to be fair, Nikita wouldn't really give too much away on this patch. They kept asking him questions about what was going to be in it and when we could expect it, and he wouldn't really be drawn on what was going to be in it too much. He did say though that there will not be a wipe with this patch 12.8, and I agree with that. It'd be too early to do a wipe, so we've only had a wipe, what was it, 2 months ago? So it'd be too early to have one. He says that patch 12.8 will be as good as 12.7. Now for it to be as good as that, we would have to have maybe a map expansion or an opened up area in a map that we currently have. So there was been no mention of anything like that. He does say that there will be a lot of new gear in it. He says there will be some new skills. He said some of these will be tied to the hideout. They are going to be moving over to Unity 2019 with this patch, so I think that's probably one of the biggest things that will be in this. The issue with moving over to that is it means nothing to us as the end user. The only difference we will see is in the eventual improvements within the game as they get to grip with the better development tools that they will have at hand. So if you remember when we moved over to Unity 2018, there was no difference for us as players. There wasn't really any kind of performance increases or anything like that because it took them a while to get used to using 2018 and get the best out of it. So I think that will be the same for 2019. Now I know that previously they could have jumped straight to 2019 from the old Unity version that they were using. They chose not to because at the time there was a lot of network issues with 2019, and the network infrastructure for this game is one of the big bugbears for a lot of players, the lag, the desync, etc. But now I'm assuming that those things have been ironed out for patch 12.8. Nikita did say that there will be testing done for 12.8, although it will be by invite only, so I would assume that will be probably all of the streamers that took part in that podcast, and a couple more will get invites to try out new features before we, the players, get them. That's good in a way because we'll get to see what we're going to get. It's bad in another way because a lot of people will be pissed off that these people get access first before the rest of us, but that's just one of those streamers versus the community sort of arguments, and that's just how it goes sometimes. But to have open beta testing on the patches I think is really good, and to get us, we will be able to see what is going on, whereas this is something that will be always done behind closed doors by the developers themselves. So now that they're going to involve the community a little bit, I think that's a good thing, but again, you'd rather it be you sat there playing it than them guys, but there you go, that's just how it's going to go. We're going to get the compass in 12.8. I couldn't give a shit about compass, to be honest. I don't know how the compass is going to work. A lot of people are saying that it's going to be on the watch that is on your wrist. You press a button and it will pull the compass up and you'll look at it and then he'll put his arm away. That takes too long for me. I prefer to have a compass along the top of the screen so you can shout out a location, you can shout out a reading from it. To actually have to pull your arm up, which is going to lower your gun, it's just going to take too much time. So I think for me, if that's how it's going to work, it's a useless addition to the game, but for some people it might be exactly what they want. As for new weapons coming in, like he says, it's going to be as good as patch 12.7, so we'd like to see some new weapons as well. The Vector has to be one of those that's going to be included. I don't have any news on whether it will be. Nikita wouldn't be drawn on what weapons will be in, but he did say that there are a number of weapons under development and he wants to get as many in as he can by the end of the year. The Vector's been much spoken about recently over the last few months. It was supposed to be in patch 12.7 but didn't make it for whatever reason. Hopefully it will make it into 12.8, but we will soon find out. And that is pretty much all the news I have on 12.8 at the moment. As I say, Nikita wouldn't be drawn on the specifics of that patch. He kept these cards very close to his chest. The best thing that I can say is stick glued to your favourite YouTubers out there. I might not be one of them, you might have just stumbled across this video, but if you are one of my followers, then obviously as soon as I have news on this patch I will do an updated video. But do follow their social media, especially Instagram, because Battlestate Games like to drop pictures on there with no description as to what they are, but generally speaking they're a precursor to what's about to come in the game in the next patch or very, very soon. So if you want to know what weapons and what additions we might get, obviously follow their Twitter and Instagram Instagram, and you might get some clues there as we go through the coming weeks. Now 12.8 should drop sometime this month, I would say to the very back end of August, so we shouldn't have too long to wait. So I would expect in the coming weeks the news for 12.8 will start to ramp up, and I'll be able to bring you more information on it. But up to now, that's all I've got, folks. So as always, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.